Hey, what's going on? It's Rico with No Boring Concrete. Here we are in Lake Wales at the Florida Natural Visitor Center. We did this a while back, and I mean a while back, several years back. Just walked in, the lady at the front, she recognized me and she's like, "Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you." And the floor's been holding up so great. That's the first thing she said, which is awesome because that's what I came in to check out, to make sure the floor's holding up great. That's what we do with No Boring Concrete. We stand behind our product, we stand behind our workmanship, and make sure the customer's happy. We try to bend backwards as much as we can and try to please, the customer and satisfy the situation. Not every story is a happy ending, but we definitely put every effort into it that when we walk away, we still have a good name and we can show face. So with that being said, this project was done a few years ago, as I mentioned, and it used to have carpet down. So originally all these seats had to be taken out. They loaded them up in a trailer around the back, and then we ripped up all the carpet. Then we ground off all the glue. It was such a mess. And what we ended up doing was just cleaning up the concrete really good. We stained it and then we sealed it. And we put down a matte finished sealer on here so there's no glare. It's nice and matted down. It's still holding up really well. You can see the variation throughout. So this is a perfect example. If you have a concrete slab and you want to have it stained, you want to have it cleaned up, you're going to see some variation where you see some of like the white aggregate kind of showing through once you break through the surface. You might get some cool pieces like this, like a piece of wood in there that's just been embedded in there. And then of course, if you have a saw cut that's been intentionally cut into the slab, you can opt to have it filled in or just leave as is. And then ultimately you end up with a really good looking floor. Oh, and here's another thing too. Cracks, some floors, some colors, some decor, it warrants like this type of look. So if there is a crack, most customers don't care because it's like, hey, it's character. But if you're looking for a really cleaned up, pristine looking floor, then we can address those cracks so you don't see that. But there's different processes for different projects, so just want to make you aware of the possibilities. So if you have a slab that just needs to be cleaned up a little and then stained and sealed, we can do that, or we can just come in and seal it and it'll just be a gray floor. The other thing is we can put a coating over it to make it look like fresh, brand new concrete, or just put an epoxy, which we do the metallic epoxy and other options as well. So, but it's very, it just feels well to, feels good to just come back in and see a floor that you've done years ago. And the first thing the customer says is like, the floors are awesome still. And that's good to know. So here's the floors. Again, this is a grind, stain and seal for people who want to use this video as a reference, and with a matte finish. So again, we do concrete floors, epoxy coatings, concrete countertops, sinks, all kinds of stuff, stonework, brickwork, a lot of things. If you don't know, ask. We'll get you covered. NoBoringConcrete.com. See you.